So today, the internet seems to be abuzz with a recent interview between a member of, I believe it is 343 Industries. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure on the specifics. I just read the article on Ars Technica, but it's Bonnie Ross, and they were talking about 343 and Microsoft threatening permabans on people that make sexist comments on Xbox Live. But I didn't actually, within that interview, see anything else about racially derogatory comments or religious slurs or anything else. Just the sexism, which it gets to me a little bit. I mean, I like equality, but most of all, I like being an adult and realizing that when somebody, I mean, look at me. I sign into Xbox Live, and just about every game somebody's making fun of my voice. Now, do I light a torch and go stand outside Microsoft and demand that they do something about these horrible people? No. I use a feature of Xbox that is pretty well known to everybody. If I don't want to get into a verbal argument, which I always do because I love it, I fucking mute them. Threatening to ban people's hard-earned money because they got frustrated that they got beat by a girl or whatever. Granted, there's some assholes out there that are still, women are lesser. I'm not one of them. I will still tell you to make me a fucking sandwich because it's the internet and I think it's funny. And if you don't have that sense of humor, that's not my fucking problem. Really, whether or not you're offended is your problem. You're basically a child that needs us to regulate your emotions for you. You can either call me a piece of shit and engage in a lengthy shit talk battle, which I absolutely adore it. That's one of my stress relievers, is calling random people on the internet a fucking asshole because it's fun to me. Same with playing video games is fun to you. We each have our own. That's the thing about, free speech and all that, is I can be an asshole and you don't have to listen to me. You can mute me. Just mute me. But threatening permabans because your butt hurt, that's going a little too far. If we were able to just remove people that butt hurt us, the world would be significantly underpopulated because everything is offensive to somebody. Puppies are offensive to somebody that hates dogs. Get the fuck over it. It's a video game. Now, say you're playing Viva Pinata. That's a family-rated game, sure. Somebody running in there saying, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking fuck your mouth. Blah, blah, I'm gonna rape you, bitch." That's a family game. Even though the RSB rates online interactions not at all, which means they're not responsible for anything that happens. But games like Halo, which is the target of this article, and Call of Duty, they're M-rated games. And when you sit there and cry because some guy asks you for pics or is making derogatory comments about your tits, you're really just as immature as him because you could fucking mute him. As simple as that. Sure, you don't want to hear it, but I also don't want to see things that offend me, but I don't, as I said before, don't light a torch. Get over it. Deal with it. It's funny to me. My friends bring it up as well, that the likelihood of this being enforced is just, it's pretty low, because to hire a moderator for every person that talks shit on the internet is going to cost Microsoft a lot of money, because one out of maybe 10 games that I play doesn't have someone talking shit, and that's because the entire team does not have microphones. But when you beat somebody at something, they are generally frustrated about it, especially in games like first-person shooters where there's camping and people using explosives and generally being better than you, which happens to me a lot, which pisses me off, yeah. And I fucking flip into a rampage of calling people faggots and explaining thoroughly how that they resemble the dog that fucked their mother. It's just what I do on the internet. And, why is it our job to regulate what offends you? You want equal rights, then fucking act like it. Jumping in there and crying sexism because a bunch of fucking basement-dwelling virgins are picking on you for being a girl. You don't seem to know how to fucking use the mute button, so really, whose fault is it that you're hearing these things? Because when people get on there and like, "Nah, you have a fucking weird voice, come back when your balls drop. Nah, come back when you hit puberty." I don't write a fucking email to Microsoft crying about it. I don't raise a fucking Xbox Live Midgets Association, how we need equal rights and people need to ban us. Well, get the fuck out of here. Alright, grow the fuck up and deal with it. You mute them, or you talk shit back. What you don't do is try to tell everyone how to act around you. Alright? That's basically all I have to rant about, is just how you think you can censor the internet because you get butthurt over a few phrases. You're basically like more passive Muslims crying about a cartoon. I realize that sexism is rampant. I realize that it needs to be stamped out. Where you don't start is the internet, where everybody's a fucking dickhead. Doesn't happen like that. You might as well part the sea. Just saying.